Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's OpenOnu GO call. Thanks for joining. As usual, the call is public and recorded and will be shared live on YouTube. So please be mindful of the comments you make and the information you share with the group. First of all, I'd like to share some updates on the disable, enable or a new device with the technology profiles that are not completely deleted. Girish had a fix for this, but it had to be reverted because in some specific cases of adding and deletion of subscriber, it was causing some issues. Girish, do you want to give us some more thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think the issue was seen when a specific service on a specific UNI tag for an ONU was deleted and then added again. So the ONU was not in the right state. I realized the problem was in the original patch. I did some reorganization of the code where the jump or deletes were sent first and then the tcon delete. But this order created problem in the OpenOnu adapter, as it always expected the jump or deletes to arrive last to do the cleanup on the ONU side. So I had to revert to the original order to send the tcon delete first. I mean, if there was any tcon delete, and then all the jump or deletes. So this actually seems to have fixed the problem in my tests. I haven't checked the messages. I mean, I requested if Hardik or Torsten can run some tests. So I'll check them. If that is resolved or if there are any more issues, I'll fix them today.
I know they were executed, Girish. They were run. I do not know the results of that. Sorry.
I'm just checking the messages. I think they say that the issue is resolved, but there was some stale data in memory. Yeah, I'll look into that. The tests are passing, but there is some stale data. Okay.
Yeah. But the stale data is not just there. We saw some stale data in a few places actually, but I don't know if it's related or unrelated. We can discuss maybe this internally later.
Okay.
Girish, the use case is now the following: that you when for example, the tag profile is only removed from one of the UNI ports, then you will only send the gem port delete and not a tcon delete, right?
Yeah, I mean, if the tcon is shared, I'll only send jump or delete. Yes.
And if you know that you will delete all the remaining configurations, then you will send the tcon delete and then the corresponding gem port deletes, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I think that should work. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome. And that's
good. Okay. Good. So the second topic is the memory leak, and Holger did some amazing work here, I have to say. And we got a patch. We got first. He did a lot of analysis, and he shared a document that you see linked below here, this guide to how to do it, how to do the analysis. And I'm in the process of porting that guide to a page in docs.volta.org, so it's publicly available and it's public knowledge how to do it, which is key for us to do it in other places as well. We were talking about the OLT adapter, maybe the core. That's a good thing to do. And also he created a patch for this to be fixed in the OpenOnu adapter that got merged this morning. So I believe that we are now in a much better position in terms of memory leaks. Holger, you have anything to add us? Anything to add?
This is probably only the first step on the way to this area. As you already said last week, probably should also investigate the other images if we find anything like that. And as we discussed last week, we should think about introducing some memory checks and CPU and memory usage supervision even for the existing test cases. Thorsten and I had some ideas. For example, it could also, such an information could also be displayed on the Jenkins sites, you know, that on Jenkins pages, that you see, for example, how memory consumption develops over, for example, the scale test suite or something like this.
So the interesting thing is that the scale tests we do. So for the scale test, we do this. We have this capability to check the memory, and we already do plots of the memory and the CPU consumption for each container. And so I will come to that later, but maybe it's a good time. For the software update test, we're now running a 1024 ONU upgrade test. Okay, and there's actually all the results. And if you look at like number 11, which was started by the timer, that there's also some development ongoing. That's why one was failing. But if you go here, and this is valid for all scale tests, you go here, you go into plots, and you can see there's a CSV, but also a more readable PDF of the CPU consumption, and it's color coded. So, like for example, in this case, the CPU of the OpenOnu is fairly low here, very low. The RAM, if I'm not mistaken, was around 1 gig for this operation. Yeah, you see here. So this is a rough. This may be a rough initial start, but we do have this for scale. You were saying?
Actually, I would expect that the RAM usage is increasing with the numbers of ONUs which are brought up. You know what I mean?
Well, it's a good point. This is what I see. The memory is not, the RAM is not actually increasing. So, not sure.
Okay,
maybe you can take
the real issue is that if the ONU objects are deleted and and auto-detected again, the test case we used by Thorsten was that we had eight ONUs, which in a circle were auto-discovered, brought up, deleted 200 times. And there you could see that the memory is increasing. And actually this increasing memory, you will only see tremendously rising when you do this create and delete cycle. I don't know if the scale test also deletes ONUs and creates again. I don't think so.
No. No, that it is not done. Definitely there are improvements that we can do at scale tests. Kind of have to be, yeah, sure. I mean, as we add this one for the ONU software upgrade, we can definitely add more, like delete and add. Sure. I mean, more than welcome for proposals. At this point in time, this is what we have.
Yeah, a simple step would be to extend the existing test case by a delete of the ONUs and then simply run the test case again. You know, with the same Volta pod already brought up or still up, and then probably one would see with the old version, probably not, but with the old version, you would have seen the memory increasing.
Yes. So yeah, we can do it. It's a matter of what's the resources of that. So I'll put it out. I'll create a Jira and we can prioritize it as needed. We do the deletion of the device at scale, but we don't do a bring up again.
Yeah. Actually, one could also wait for a couple of minutes and then have a look again into the memory if it is shrinking or not. As far as I understand, the garbage collector of the Go is by default running every 2 minutes, I think. And I also used it in the test case we used here for this scale test. After some minutes, complete memory was freed again after the test was running.
Okay. Yeah, I'll create a Jira for this announcements. Okay.
And regarding the other images, okay, OET and RW core and so on.
Yes,
Oh.
done that as well. I would say after the the page or the documentation gets updated, so people know what to do.
Yeah, I see.
Easily. Yeah. But that is in progress. It's going to be done in the next 1 or 2 days.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Yeah, that. And the document for anybody who's interested is this one here. If you have any questions, just go ahead and post them on the document. I know David had some thoughts, suggestion, and things like this. Okay, good. On the software update, Hardy, do you want to give us a little bit of an overview of the test that you created and how it runs? We don't have Hardy on the call. Oh, sorry, that's my bad. So what this does is effectively it brings up all the ONUs with the AT&T workflow, so they do have a flow on them, the default ePOL flow, and then so this is the delete that happens after, but on this one, okay, it does download of all of the image to all of the ONUs, and it passes all the list to all the ONUs, and the same does for the activation and the commit. And every time it verifies that all of the ONUs are in the proper state. So this is the verification, and this is the download. It just runs the software update for all the 1024 ONUs. That's the initial test we have. I think it's pretty good. We're seeing some issues in the delete device, the stale etcd data, maybe related to what Girish was mentioning before. I'm not sure. I have not investigated that. And the interesting thing is that to do that, we have a 3 seconds OMCI time. We had to increase the timer to 3 seconds. And give or take, we have 1 gig of memory and 1 CPU average for this, which to me is pretty good, but need maybe further investigation. This I just pulled out today. I can do some further investigation.
As already discussed, actually, I would be in favor to bring the OMCI timeouts to a default of 3 seconds, because for example, when we are in the field and the whole pod is crashing, or we have a power outage, then all the 1024 ONUs will come in one bulk, and then probably also have some delays. And actually, it does not hurt or harm anything if you would extend the delay to 3 seconds, because it is only on a particular ONU this problem. But do you want to stay at 1 second as the default, or what, don't you?
I think 3 seconds is fine.
Well, I'm always in favor of smaller timeouts because you see errors earlier. But if everybody thinks that 3 seconds is fine, we can make the default 3 seconds. I'm fine with that.
Actually, to set it to 1 second in the Jenkins tests would be okay, I think. But actually, for the default one, the 3 seconds are favorable.
I mean, okay, I'm fine with 3 seconds. We do you mind making a patch for the Helm charts?
And the retry count is 2, right?
Actually, no, this is same. The retry is the same. Also, we set the first time, wait for 3 seconds, and set this, the second time, and also 3 seconds later the third time, and then it's finished. The problem then we have the timeout.
Mm-hmm.
So there are the two things on the software update. One is the optimization that Amit and his team.
So sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Girish.
So I was asking because in the worst case, you would wait 6 seconds. So the higher layer timeouts in the core, I think they should be definitely more than 6 seconds. I think we set that at 30 seconds or 10 seconds. I'm not sure. Otherwise, we would have higher layer timeouts timing out sooner than OMCI timeout, causing
okay. Girish, do you have an overview which timers has to be set then in relation to this change?
The timer to the core is 10 seconds default,
it's definitely always 10 seconds or more. We don't set lesser than that. So I think we should be fine. The openability adapter does not have any timers with respect to communication with OpenOnu adapter. And it's only the core that has the timer, which is 10 seconds or more. So yeah, I mean, we should set the OMCI timeout and the retry count in such a manner that, I mean, the core doesn't time out before this. So with two retries and 3 second OMCI timeout, I think we should be fine.
Okay, we have to stay below this core timer, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On the optimization, the patches are up actually for this. So please do take a look. So at these two patches that are attached to this Jira, there's an OpenOLT patch, which Girish gave a +1 and myself gave a +1. There's also an OpenOnu patch, which, if you don't mind, Holger, I'd ask you to take a look at. Just if you don't mind. And that should bring the time even further down.
Okay, that means we haven't had a scale test with this patch, right?
Sorry, what?
Do we already had a scale test with this new patch?
No, we did not. I would first do a round of reviews. Whenever the review says, okay, it's fine, we can then run the tests.
Okay.
Okay. And Hardik will, at some point, or somebody else we will work on a way to list all the ONU images in the same API, because right now we have to go through and check for every ONU the image. with a specific call. That's a little bit of an issue at scale. We're just going to create an API for that. Okay, anything else on the software update? Okay, and if not, Otske, do you have any update on the VoIP or anything that good news?
No, I don't have good news. Unfortunately, I don't have very much progress about voice over IP. I can just say that we talk about this problem with General Mobile, and they give us two firmware for this, but I didn't find any time to test this firmware. But Zyxel, Zyxel will not support this service. But Alpha and Alcatel didn't reply my email about this problem. Also, my colleagues working on this problem. Actually, Alpha and Alcatel need to support us to this service. I can just say that.
Yeah, I don't think there is much of an update, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything that we can help with?
No, not now.
Okay. So after this, there is the sorry. There is some work that Chip is doing on the ME names and announcements to the OpenOnu GO. Chip, is there any update here? We merged this one.
It's merged and ready to be consumed by either BBSIM or OpenOnu.
I have it already on my to-do list for the OpenOnu adapter.
And either BBSIM or OpenOnu can actually use that library without actually using the constants. So it should be backwards compatible.
Okay. So Holger will do this. Leah, do you mind if I ask you to do the update in BBSIM? Should be only a constant. There shouldn't be any major issue. Okay, thanks. If you have any issues, you can ask me. Okay. Is there any other upcoming patch, Chip?
Not expected. So.
Okay. On the testing front, Torsten, can you give us some updates on the work that you're doing?
Yes, I can do. The reconciling patches are merged, as you know, so we can remove it here.
Yeah.
We will have some issues in the next few days, but I think it will be stabilized with all the patches coming up now from Girish and so on. I didn't start the backporting of the software upgrade tests because I'm working on the new SSH connection to the ONOs after updated Karaf. I made some good progress. I think there's only a simple stripping of escape sequences. There I also make some good progress, but not everything is stripped. So I think maybe tomorrow or end of the week, we have a new solution for the first time. Maybe it will be not the final solution, but hopefully a working solution.
Yeah, so I did some investigation. For those of you who are not aware of what is going on, what is happening is that we had to update the Karaf in ONOS to include the fixes for the log4j exploit. So then what that caused is that it actually brought in a fix for the underlying SSHD library that Karaf uses. Before, what they considered to be a bug was that they were not actually closing the session after a command was issued. And the interesting thing is that from an SSH perspective, if you do it through that shell, it is correct to close the session. But that was, for us, was a feature. So what had happened was that we are now closing the session every time and then reopening a new one instead of reusing it. And the reuse of the session was bringing down like 30 minutes of our tests. So that is why we're focusing on it. We found out that a robot, instead of using the execute command call, could use the write and read calls. And that is some findings that we did at ONF, and then I handed it over to Torsten to polish it up properly because his knowledge of robot is a lot better than mine, at least. And so that's the status of things. And I'm investigating right now at ONF if we can strip the color from the Karaf, because the issue that Torsten is seeing that there was a lot of escape charters because there's tabs and things like that. So there's some work that we need to do there, and that is what I'm investigating within ONF, and Torsten is working on the fix.
Thanks for the summary, Andrea.
No problem.
Yes, that's all.
Okay, that was good. Okay, good. So that was, I think that was all for the agenda. The unknown ME attributes, there is no update there. And the MIB audit, what I actually wanted to do, there was one more thing. I actually wanted to talk about Girish's proposal for the events to be sent when we see some issues in the MIB status. So to me, I've looked at it, it looks good. Girish, do you want to give us an overview? Or maybe Holger, you want to give us some comments?
Yeah, not much. I mean, there are some categories of events. I mean, I have mentioned the event category as communication, subcategory ONU and event type as TLS event. And some of them, the only change is the category is processing. I think that's agreed upon.
You mean it would be necessary to change the protos, right?
There is no change needed to protos. The event proto is already available. So you'll just need to formulate the event with the header fields filled as mentioned here. And then just push the event on Kafka.
You mean the only change would be necessary in OpenOnu adapter, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I see. I have it also on my list, yeah.
Yeah, you can look at some other examples where we push the events by filling certain header fields. Yeah, you could do similar thing.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
I agree to this proposal, so I think that should be fairly easy. And this will actually set us up to be able to consume that event in the tests for Torsten to actually create the tests. So that is one of the next steps. So I'll leave it up here. Did we reopen this? Yes, good. Should I assign this to you, Holger?
Yes, please.
Yeah, it's okay, perfect.
One further question. I think you want the memory leak patch to be backported to 2.8 and 2.9, right?
At least 2.8, yes.
Okay, 2.9 probably.
Yeah, do it for 2.9 as well. Sure, why not?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Good. Any other anything else that we are working on that needs to be shared with the group and the team?
Actually, I have, but I didn't remember task number. It's about when we are on Pro IPTV service, then delete multicast Jamboard. I will.
Is this the one you mentioned in the channel?
Yeah,
this one?
yeah.
561. Yeah, perfect.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
this one. Go ahead.
Yeah, I am working on this.
Question I had on this one is what is the issue you're seeing? Because in the channel I did not understand what was happening, because you said that you provision the services, then you reboot the
Yes.
ONU and you
Yes.
provision them again, and this was not really something that I would have expected, because when you reboot the ONU, the services should still be there.
Actually, I saw channels problem when I mentioned channels problem. It is not about this problem. Actually, I provisioned IPTV service, and I want to give technology profiles upload on ONU. Then I thought I can reboot this ONU, and I can provision a service again. Then I solve this problem, but it is okay now.
Okay, good. Then there is actually no issue. That is what you're saying.
Yeah. Actually.
Okay, good. It's good news when
Yes.
an issue becomes not an issue. Good. Okay, so you said you will work on this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Then we wait for your patch, and we will review it when it comes. Let me add it somewhere.
Okay.
Anything else that anybody wants to bring up? No? Okay. Then if not, we get some minutes back. Thanks everybody for joining. And as usual, I'll publish the recording and let's continue to talk on Slack and the mailing list. Thanks everybody. Have a great day. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.